heading to the 21st century for sure now, because we're now in 2001. I only had 2 nominees for 2001. It was hurting. So the first nominee is Hard Time Hustlin' by Crazy Bone and Sade, and the other is Father by Busy Bone off of The Gift. So we'll start with Cecil this time. And if you have something else for 2001, feel free to add that in.
No, I can't think of anything that's missing. I mean, maybe Ty can think of something that's missing, but you know, those were the 2 records from that time, and I love the Gift album, but single wise and promotion wise, like it was kind of, you know, Busy's never got like the shake on the singles, like, or the solo albums that he really should. Hard Time Hustling on the other, hand. I think Thug on the Line did really well. Not as well, obviously, as Thug Mentality 1999. But we were fucking excited. It's got that Sade sample in it, and it's just a way bigger song. And if those are our options, I mean, it pulverizes Father. Again, I'm not comparing how good one song is to the other, although I do think Hard Time Hustling is still the better song, based mostly on the sample. But Crazy kills it as well, and I mean, it's just, they're uncomparable. Hard Time Hustling.
Aye.
Yeah, so Hard Time Hustling was awesome. I mean, because of the feature. Sade is awesome. So she's an amazing artist in her own right. So I loved it. That's definitely gonna be
good video too. I mean,
great video. And Sade, I mean, she's beautiful. She brings in an old school crowd, a new school crowd. If you've never heard her before at that time, she was amazing. So I definitely would give it the nod for that as well. That was one of my favorite. That was probably one of my favorite tracks on Hard Time Hustling. And in these dark years, I feel like, man, Crazy Bone was carrying the weight, man. He's getting ready to hold the whole group up for a solid decade coming up. When it comes to Busy Bone and for a runner-up, Father, man, I just felt like The Gift. I actually like The Gift. It's a great album. Storylines and these songs, and you can really tell that these are some pretty well thought out tracks. But I love The Gift. But Father and Jesus, you miss me with those. Because again, I'm still crossroad hungover from Change the World, and so now Father and some of his picks, and Father had a lot of radio play. I had a video for it. Had a lot, and it got a lot of publicity. I remember seeing him talking to Big Tigga in the basement, promoting The Gift, talking about this, and it just didn't.
What would you have rather had for a single from The Gift? Is there a song that you would have thought was not maybe rather had, because that's not always like the best single, but do you think there was a better single on there than what they went with?
I would probably have to say, man, I love Schizophrenic. That was one of my favorite ones.
Before I go to jail. Before I go to jail is my jam.
Before I go to jail is dope. And actually, one song I put on pretty often is Still Thuggish Ruggish. The beat's awesome. Still Thuggish Ruggish has an amazing beat to it. So I like the Schizophrenic. And Still Thuggish Ruggish. Don't Be Dumb was good for me in high school. Worked out well. Had great lyrics to it. It was a great theme. But it was an amazing album. I thought that was a great album. Just some poor picks for some of the singles. The Father and Jesus, man, nope. They should have just deleted those.
It's funny you picked that you guys picked those two, Schizophrenic and Before I Go, because those are the two that I've always thought, like, I always thought like Thugs Cry, the video kind of ended like in a cliffhanger, because he's in that mental, like asylum kind of situation at the very end. And I always thought that either one of those songs could have picked up as like the to be continued. That fucking every rap motherfucker ever does that to be continued shit, and almost nobody ever continues it. I don't know if Bones ever continued any of their to be continues, and Busy didn't, but I still felt like that left me on that to be continued-esque feeling. Either one of those could have been. I also felt like Thug on the Line kind of had some single worthy singles that maybe didn't get picked, although
Thug a Level.
Hard Time Hustling was a great pick. I mean, that was a great pick. It's really surprising that, you know, that got approved and that she went with it and everything. And, you know, that doesn't happen. So
I've never been a fan of Hard Time Hustling, but I always appreciated the impact of it. And I'm still surprised to this day that it's still a fan favorite. Out of all the Crazy Bone songs, Hard Time Hustling is probably like in a lot of people's top 5. And it sounds like you guys really liked it a lot too.
I thought Talk to Myself could have been a huge single.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to Myself.
Especially with the Tiffany thing at that time, like Tiffany was trying to make that little comeback. So I thought Talk to Myself could have been.
Thug Level was my team.
Yeah, that was the jam.
Really good too.
That's what Boss, shit, right?
Man. Yeah,
Boss and Larice were on that, I think.
Yeah, Dope. Boss is the bomb. Talk to Myself was my favorite track from Thug on the Line. I also like Everybody Wanna Be Thugs, because if they don't want to be, that was the jam.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones on.
That was a great record. Thug Mentality 99, I think at that time kind of overshadowed, even though it was years earlier. I think it kind of overshadowed that record, you know, because Thug Mentality 99 was the double disc and it was so good. But Thug on the Line is a great record. If you're a Bone fan, you haven't listened to Thug on the Line in a while, that's classic shit. That's worth going back to listen to. But yeah, we'll keep it moving. It sounds like we're all in agreement. Hard Time Hustling is the big pick from 2001.
Yeah, and to give a little bit of love to Father, I just want to say that at least Busy looked iconic and legendary in the music video for Father. And I've never seen a high quality version of the music video. So if anybody's got a perfect, the one I always see is like a BET TV.
It's very distorted.
I have a slightly better one, but it's still distorted, but I do have a slightly better one that I can share with you guys.
It's an intriguing video, and I actually rewatched it for the first time in like 10 years. And I was in a way pretty impressed by the song and video for what it was. But Hard Time Hustling is the one that survives to this day that people are still talking about actively. So that's a wrap on 2001. Oh, but I will say, just on your point about the to be continued, if you guys haven't heard the Archie Blaine interview, we did find out what the to be continued for Ballers Flossin' was supposed to be. So check out that Archie Blaine if you want to find out what was supposed to happen. All right, you guys ready for 2002?
Get it.
Your 2002 nominees are Home featuring Phil Collins, Money Money, I Don't Give a Fuck featuring Little John and Mystical. And what was the lead single off of? Was it Get Up and Get It?
You know, I was looking at that. Get Up and Get It was in 01, I believe. Get Up and Get It, 2001, which is pretty popular.
What was the lead single off of Thug World Order?
Get It. This says Get Up and Get It was released in 2002, but they may just be talking Thug World Order, and I do think that was the lead.
I think it was a single, yeah.
What was there a video for it?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Because I always get Up and
Money,
Get It
Money, and Home.
Baby. Well, regardless, I mean, is this even a debate? Was there anything more important than Home?
No, I
don't even know. With Mystical, Little John.
Yeah, it was. You know, I'll just jump in first and just say I love. I Don't Give a Fuck. It was great to see Crazy in that. I think the most important thing that came from that video was seeing 3 6 Mafia during the Crazy Bone verse do their cameo.
Yep.
So I think that's an important thing that we don't acknowledge as much, especially where during that time frame, that was a fresher thing that 3 6 and Bone was cool. Like now we just accept it, but back then that was a real big deal. So I think that's important to us as Bone fans, like that moment in that video. But I mean, come on, Home all the way around. It's, that's a huge song. It was a huge song for Bone. It's sad that Busy wasn't in it, but I'm glad Bone stood on their fucking feet and cut him out. They were like, if you're not showing up, we're not putting you in like they'd previously done. So in a way, I was happy that happened. Home is definitely the one that takes this for me. It's just a really big record for Bone. It was good to see them sample something from Phil Collins besides In the Air Tonight, which is what everybody samples. And Phil Collins really acknowledges that record and the story behind them having to fly to Phil. Like Phil was cool to do the video, but he's like, y'all got to come to me. And I love that story. I love that Phil was down with Bone because he's a fucking legend. And it's a huge record. So it's got to be the one. But I do love to point out that 3-6 Mafia cameo, and I don't give a fuck. That's a big deal. Money Money was a single. You know, I don't hate the song, but I don't love it, and it's nothing really important to me. And I don't think in the grand scheme of things it's important to Bone.
I feel like Money Money is the brother to Can't Give It Up, by the way.
Yeah, it is. That's like the to be continued.
It's terrible.
There it is.
It's fucked.
So Ty, what you got for 2002?
Okay, so 2002. I'm still crossroads hungover from all your picks from Change the World and shit. But you know what? I actually really loved Home. That was a really good song. And what I liked about it was Bill Collins did an amazing job. Crazy Bones' verse, I think, just destroyed the whole track. It was amazing. I really liked that song. Home, I definitely would say is the most important track of that year. And then to follow that up, I would say I Don't Give a Fuck with Crazy Bone. That was awesome. I don't know if I've told you guys. I think I did. I'm sure I have. If I haven't mentioned it lately, but 3-6 Mafia is my second favorite group. And to see Juicy J and DJ Paul in the video with them was huge. That was big time because
good moment.
If you really think about it, 3-6 Mafia, they've done a phenomenal job sustaining their careers, and they really took off in the 2000s. Sipping on the Syrup, and all these songs are getting ready to come out, and during this time. So to see 3-6 supporting Bone Thugs and Harmony, that was like the first public image of any of the the people that had beef with Bone in the 90s. That was one of the first times you ever saw a public acknowledgement of it. Of the beef being squashed. And so now you have two powerhouses, Crazy Bones again carrying the Bone Thugs and Harmony name, and DJ Paul and Juicy J are in there just jamming out and listening to Crazy's verse. And in my opinion, I always felt like Crazy Bone always went extra hard on his features. I don't think there's a Crazy Bone feature that he lets you down. Like, I feel like he puts all of it into his features.
Always kills the other guy. That, like, every time,
kills.
like, Crazy Bone's coming to kill you. Why do you even want this guy on your fucking song?
And he does such a good job of that. And sometimes when I listen to other songs, like, man, Crazy, I know you have stuff stashed in your bag that's a little hotter than that. But he did a phenomenal job. And the thing about Bone is they never made club songs. Don't give me Bottle Service. Fucking throw my computer at you. They never made club songs. And so I Don't Give a Fuck was a pretty big, that's a song you can hear out somewhere. You know what I mean? And so,
especially for that time, Little John was really hot. Little John was hot. So
he was big time, and so I felt like that was a huge song. That was a huge song for Bone, because that's not really a venue or a type of environment you'd really be used to hearing Bone, out in any type of nightlife or anything like that. And that song was very radio friendly, even though the title was I Don't Give a Fuck, but it came on the radio all the time. And so that was a great track. So I would move I Don't Give a Fuck up to runner up, and Home would definitely be my most important track.
I'll agree with that. I'm with it.
All right, 2003. We're getting to some slim pickings here. And I don't even know I can't even differentiate between these two songs, to be honest. But
I can.
We have Do Your Thing and All Life Long. So we'll start with Cecil this time.
Well, I'm pretty sure All Life Long actually charted in some way.
So you like All Life Long better than Do Your Thing? I
didn't say I liked it more. First of all, right. I don't really like that whole fucking album. If we're just I'm sure. I always hate when I say anything like anti-Bone, because there's always that hardcore Bone fan that's like, they've never done a bad song ever, bro. You're not a fucking supporter if you don't like All Life Long. All right, well, if you compare All Life Long to Thug Devotion, or even All Good, this isn't a great Mo Thug song. It's pretty good as a song, but wouldn't get on my greatest hits anywhere, unless I guess we were doing a Mo Thug one. But as far as the two songs comparison, and I know the battle here is that Crazy Bones on one of them. which is pretty cool because it marks the return of Crazy Bone to Mo Thugs because he wasn't on the third one. But I'm pretty sure All Life Long actually charted. It was a single. You know, I think a debate around that time period, because I don't know, did anything else besides the movement drop in 2003 for them? I think a little bit could be said for Smoking on Information because it's got Snoop Dogg on it. But not really. Like that's the single. Yeah, that's the single. All Life Long is a single, and I don't remember if it charted or not, but it's, there's nothing more there.
I feel like Do Your Thing is more remembered than All Life Long. Crazy Bones on Do Your Thing, right? All Life Long was just Lazy and Felicia.
Yeah, Crazy Bones on it, and like I said, it kind of marks his release. He was on a couple songs. They have a Posse song at the end of that one as well. That Crazy Bone was also on with the Immortal Thugs and.
Well, hey, you know what? You could throw Smoking on Information into the mix here. I mean, if for the top 2003 song, that's on the album too. Like,
yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Like, you probably could, but like, the All Life Long is a fucking single. It's got a video. I think Do Your Thing ended up like on some bootleg too or something.
Good point. Okay,
no, I think it was on It's Not a Game by Lazy. So, but it's a single, All Life Long. If I lose this, whatever. But I think I think like when you're comparing here, like that's got to be the most important because it's the only fucking real thing that happened that year, truly.
Okay, Ty, what you got?
Well, you're not getting much flack from me on this one. This, when this album came out, when the movement came out, and I read it, said, Clutch Records, okay, whatever. And I'm checking it out, and it had been a couple years since a Mo Thug album came out, and I wasn't really too fond of the Reunion to begin with, the second Mo Thug album. So when Do Your Thing came out, I was like, okay, all right. I was like, well, maybe All Life Long will be a little bit better, and nah, they're flip a coin for me, honestly. I guess Do Your Thing would be my personal pick between the two because I felt like I heard it a little bit more, but that whole album, to say negative stuff, it was very forgettable to me. There wasn't really a whole lot on there that stood out or anything that I would put in its place. 2003 was a pretty dark year for Bone in general. There wasn't really a lot of content. So
let me ask you this: if Cheddar by Big Kaz and Crazy Bone came out in 2003, which it didn't, it came out in 2000. But if it came out in 2003, how do you guys feel about Cheddar in comparison to these other selections?
No. All Life Long would still be my pick because it had a video. But the only reason I can agree with you guys picking this other one is because Do Your Thing featured Crazy Bone and it marked his return to Mo Thugs, which I think, if you were still holding on to the Mo Thugs dream by then, like that was a good moment, to see that. Like when you flip that CD over and saw Crazy Bone was on here, you felt good about that. And he's on there a few times. He's on there like 3, maybe 4 times, and I can think of at least 3. And so that's good. But All Life Long, I mean, there's a fucking video. There's a pressed CD fucking single for it. I gave one away on this show.
I guess I'll concede to All Life Long by saying that I like Do Your Thing. Like I actually like the song, whereas All Life Long is kind of like, okay. I mean, I'm happy that it's a song with Felicia, and I was happy that it was a soft song because I'm always trying to bitch out Bone and make them go soft and make R&B shit.
So I hate that we've talked this much about it.
I know.
Next, all right, we're gonna go with All Life Long.
Yeah, whatever. Take whatever you want. I don't even care.
All right, 2004, we enter the first moment where we're starting to wonder about Busy with Alpha and Omega, the album. But we do have one gem out of this.
And literally one gem.
We have I Understand. That's off of Alpha and Omega, and we have Don't Try to Hustle Me off of the beginning and the end. And now a lot of people also would add in that song that there's a bigger underground hit from the beginning and the end. Hold on, let me look that up real quick because I know
It's
that's
not.
what everybody.
It's not. I understand though, right? Like, are they gonna say it's bigger than
No,
I understand?
good
Oh,
point. Good
for
point.
their runner-up. I don't even give a fuck about a runner-up. We can all say I understand. We can
That's
all
it.
say I
I mean,
understand. I understand
there's no
actually
debate.
is a good song. Like, first of all, it is a good song. It's the only like real single there. The video isn't like great, but it's not bad. I've seen worse Bone videos at this time. I think probably at that time I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
I love
Uh,
the video. I love
I
the I understand video. I fucking love it. I
uh,
love it so
I
much. It's a
I don't
prophecy,
hate
bro.
it. I just feel like it is not as I just felt like the quality like wasn't, where I wanted it to be. This song could
Yeah.
have again been a Thug's Cry follow up. So it's a good song. It's an okay video. But not debatable. Did anything else happen in 2004
No. Mm,
that
Well,
that could even
let me throw
compete?
this out there to the bone to everybody listening
nothing.
in. Is anybody out there going to defend Hellified Game? I know Hellified Game, like people will kill for that song, and I'm just saying. But there's no way it tops. I understand. But Hellified Game is everybody's favorite track from beginning and the end. They like it way better than Don't Try to Hustle Me.
Well,
But I think we
it
all
might be
agree.
like that could be like a debatable runner up, which I don't give a fuck, about runners up. Like, you
Yeah.
know, it's all about picking the big one, which the big one is I understand, but that I think that's like a debatable runner up.
Mm. All right. Well, we got our 2004. I understand. Let's move on. Unless you guys got anything else you want to
Nope,
say.
nope, keep it
How
moving.
No.
I
weird you felt
understand.
the
It's a
first time. The first
great
time you
song.
saw "Don't Try to Hustle Me" music video. Did you feel
Yeah,
pretty weird with that? Did you wonder
yeah.
if that was even visible? Like, what the heck happened? Like,
I wondered why that
what
would
is this?
be a video. What a weird time. This
Yeah.
is also, by the way, during the Cecil West dry time where I was like, I'm not listening to this shit. So like John actually had to push I understand on me. Like I wasn't fucking around. Like I wasn't listening to Bone. I was really out. Mo Thugs 4 probably did this. Mo Thugs 4 was probably like the thing that put its fucking heel
It
on
was
my head and
awful.
blew me out of the fucking game. So I just
You
wasn't
know,
listening. And he pushed I understand. And I was like, I don't want to hear this Bone. I don't want to hear it. And he was like, bro, you really want to hear this shit? And I
no.
finally heard it, and I was like, all right, I'm with it. But like 2004, 2005,
But
I was out.
shit. 3. Yeah, it was funny is me and my friend I had a friend at the time that we grew up listening to Bone, and we would actually take turns buying the tracks, the albums, because we're like, man, this new busy shit, like you're gonna buy it. No way I'm buying this shit. And I remember we didn't even make it to I Understand. And my friend took the CD out and fucking threw it on the truck. He was pissed. He was like, I fucking wasted my money on this shit. And I'm like, we didn't even get all the way through it. I was like, I know, that's how bad it was. It's like, man, like that's pretty fucked up. Because I bought the movement. I bought the last Mo Thug and I was pissed, so I got fucked. And then I was like, oh, it's your turn, man. You're buying this shit this time. And so yeah, that's how we used to do it. This dark age, we were like taking turns wasting our money.
It's too
Here's
bad
what I
you didn't
remember
get the
most.
I understand, or like I thought Everywhere I Go was good, and
We just didn't make it all the way to I Understand. The
yeah.
CD got ejected. That was the 9th track, man. That was far. You had to listen to a lot of shit before you got to I Understand. So I was done.
I ripped that CD to my Xbox original, to my original Xbox.
Oh yeah.
I remember being on the phone with Cecil West. We were writing rhymes for one of his albums to that, and it was like right when I first got with my future wife. But that's what I remember most about that album. But anyway, you guys good with 2004?
Keep it moving.
Yeah, man.
All right, 2005. Oh, by the way, one question: Does because we left out Ain't Nothing Like Money in a Ziploc Bag from 2002?
Yeah.
Do you think that beats Home?
No.
I don't think it beats Home or anything, but I do think it's maybe not even the runner up, but it would have been worth talking about a little bit just because I think it still has a little relevance. Like people still kind of talk about it, so it's worth throwing at the end of your list.
Yeah. All right. 2005. We have Hip Hop Baby by Bone Brothers, Get You Twisted by Crazy Bone, Don't Forget About Us remix, Mariah Carey. And I threw this one in just for comedy's sake. The Bald-Headed Horseman from the Speaking in Tongues album by Busy Bone. So it's, I think it's going to, you always got Mariah, the Mariah factor in, but I think Get You Twisted, or no, Hip Hop Baby. My pick is Hip Hop Baby. Just because they had a music video and it was Bone Brothers and it was three. You had Busy Bone, the return of Busy, and everybody was shocked to see that he had a ball head. I think that was the first time everybody saw Busy Bone with a ball head. So my pick is Hip Hop Baby. And we'll let Ty go second.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Ty.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Hip Hop Baby. So I was actually batter up to buy this album. So I wasn't too fucking happy when I bought Hip Hop Baby. I was fucking pissed. So I got fucked right after Alpha Omega. So I wasn't a big fan of it. But don't get me wrong, this was an important song. Get You Twisted was dope, man. I love that. I mean, to me, that's a way better song than Hip Hop Baby. But I felt like it didn't get the pub that Hip Hop Baby did. Although it being really, really, really good, for better or worse, Hip Hop Baby. God, who picks the singles? Hip Hop Baby. It was the most important song. It was popular by default. Take it away, Cecil.
Yeah. What Ty Wise said.
Ugh.
In retrospect,
I just want to say, as far as like, you do got to give it to Hip Hop Baby, because it showed us the reunion of at least 3 of the Bones in a video and shit. I didn't love the Bone Brothers shit. Like I don't like any of the Bone Brothers CDs. And at the time I was like, what? I was like, if we can get Bone together on this Bone Brothers CD, like why the fuck do we have Crazy Bone on this Duos album? That's these two. Let's just get a Bone album. Stop fucking around. This is this fucking shit. So I never liked it like that. But out of all the songs you listed, I will say that is the most important for that time. I do just want to say, though, that Get You Twisted, I felt the same way. I know it's not a big John. John didn't like the rehashing of the I Don't Give a Fuck, which I understand that too.
Yeah.
But I really liked Get You Twisted. I thought Crazy Bone, is it the second verse? I think it's the second verse, but he just is holy fuck. And I do just want to say too that Hip Hop Baby, I think, was supposed to give you the feeling that I got when I saw that Bone was on the Get You Twisted remix and it was all a Bone. That could have been better with a new Crazy Bone verse, and I didn't think that the remix itself was as good, but I really liked seeing All a Bone was on there. And at that time you had that footage that came with the album, and it showed All a Bone recording that like in Cleveland together, and All a Bone was together, and I felt really good about that. But yeah, Hip Hop Baby, that's it. That's what it is.
And I was thrilled to see DMC in the video. I was a big Run DMC fan.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
When I saw DMC, so Hip Hop Baby. Hey, their verses were pretty dope. I mean, Crazy's verse and Busy's verse.
It was just super man-lovey to me. It was like Roller Coaster Part 1 is Hip Hop Baby. Like, Hip Hop Baby is the original Roller Coaster, and they're all just like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know how Bone fans are okay with any of that shit.
I was just so frustrated because it's like, okay, we had the fucking reunion, now they're gone. We had the comeback, now they're gone. So I was like, whatever. Yeah. I was just fucking
Let's keep it moving. Things get better after this. So
just like Ty was tired of Crossroads rehash, I was tired of just hearing boom, 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 like a variant. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, hey, I get it. I got it like 3 times ago. So I think that's why I went with Hip Hop Baby. But anyway, moving on to funner times, to the Rebirth, the real Rebirth era, 2006.
It's good.
We have Riding Dirty, Grammy Award winning with Chameleonaire, and also redone by Weird Al. We got Fire from the Thug Stories, and when I put Fire there, I include the intro, and I see it more as the intro. We have This Ain't a Game, which was like an early release to get to what was coming. We have Untouchable. Wait a minute, This Ain't a Game. This Ain't a Game with Little Easy. Little Eazy-E and Bone Thugs and Harmony. We got Untouchable with Tupac, Crazy Bone, and Spit Your Game with a whole bunch of people, where Crazy Bone bodied everybody and finally took the crown. So I'm gonna have to go with Riding Dirty, being that it won a Grammy. It was so colossally huge. I was a fan of it. I was also a fan of Weird Al's version. I probably like Weird Al's more. But I will say that when I heard the intro / Fire, I that was we were in that real bone drought, Hip Hop Baby and Get Up and Get It and all this soft stuff. When I heard the intro and Fire, I was like, oh my God, this is so close to the East 99 style. Like this is that original Thuggish Ruggish Bone style right here. So that one blew my face off. This Ain't a Game was just so musically cool. Like the music, I thought I enjoyed hearing Little Easy, but I thought his flow was kind of whatever. Crazy was dope. The Untouchable with Tupac was too repetitive for me, but I was happy that Craig got on track with Pac. And then Spit Your Game. I know Cecil loved that one. I was just like, all right, that's cool. But Riding Dirty is the most important for 2006. And
you know the backstory to Riding Dirty? I'm sorry to cut you off.
That Crazy like wrote it like 2 years prior and forgot all about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll leave you. Go ahead.
Well, Cecil, did you know that story?
Oh yeah, come on, you guys.
Oh, okay.
I'm fucking
I didn't want to take the chance away from Ty for telling a dope story, but anyway. So if anybody doesn't know the story,
somebody quickly tell the story now. What if someone's listening?
Tell the story, bro. Drop it on us.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. I mean,
somebody might be listening that doesn't know. So now.
Okay, so so I'm in Texas. I'm from Texas. So during this time, especially in the late '90s, early 2000s, Chamillionaire, Paul Wall, all the
Mike Jones,
all the Mike Jones, everybody that we had in Houston was
Slim
a big
Thug.
deal.
Slim Thug, Bumby.
Love Bumby, all UGK, Pimp C, everybody. Big deal down here, and so everybody was listening to him. So to hear Chamillionaire with Crazy Bone was talk about getting caught off guard. But yeah, so Crazy Bone tells a story. He recorded the song. I think they were recording verses. He was in Houston for some reason, maybe they were doing a show or after a show, and he recorded some verses for a feature for Chamillionaire, and didn't hear about the song for years later until he got a phone call that it was up for a nomination. That's how he heard about the song, and he didn't even hear the finished version until it was already winning an award. How crazy is that? And then he was like, oh snap, that's that song that I wrote. And he said he didn't even remember it until he heard it again. He's like, oh shit, this is the song that I wrote years ago that just so happened to develop into this award-winning song, which I thought was pretty amazing. And who knows how many other featured verses are flying around out there, right, with these underground artists, because Chamillionaire was not a household name, not nationally. Down here he was since 1997, 98, but not not nationally. Chamillionaire, Paul Wall, all those guys, they were not known across the country, and like they were when they got really popular. But man, when that song came out, I thought that was amazing. And so yeah, that definitely would take the thunder for me. That's my song.
Do you think Chamillionaire got blacklisted because of the story he told about Michael Jordan?
No, I think that I love that story. And you know what? I'm the biggest Michael Jordan fan in the world, and I thought that was pretty fucked up that he basically Michael Jordan shitted on him. And for people who don't know that story, Chamillionaire is at a Hollywood party or something like that, and out in LA or California, something like that, and Chamillionaire wanted an autograph and wanted to speak to him, and Michael Jordan tells him, or fuck off, or who the fuck are you, or something like that. Really like belittled him, and he had all this collector memorabilia with him that he wanted Jordan to sign. And so, you know what? No, I don't think so at all. And Chamillionaire was on the rise at the time. He wasn't he wasn't a big household name yet. Albeit up for an award on a national syndicated award show, but he still wasn't. Everybody didn't know him, even Bone Thugs and Harmony at the time. So, I think he still had a successful career. I think he's still doing good.
I love that.
He's diversified a lot as well. He has. he diversified his money into other places, and you know, anytime somebody shits on Chamillionaire, anybody out there should just know that this guy saw that he had an opportunity, and hip hop may not be forever, and he diversified his funds, and he's still very successful to this day in other places. And if the guy puts out music now, it's because he wants to, not because he has to. And that I'll just say, there's a lot of people that do music right now at this point because they have to, not because they want to. Chamillionaire isn't one of them.
So do you guys all agree Riding Dirty for 2006? Do you want to say anything about those other ones?
I just want to say that no one even I didn't even really go, but Riding Dirty is my pick. I will just say that I love the other songs. I love Fire. I actually really like This Ain't a Game with Little Easy as well, just because I love Anytime Bones with Little Easy. And Spit Your Game and Untouchable, I love those too. The reason why I love those ones so much, past them being, of course, you know, the tracks with Tupac and the track with Biggie, you know, from their whatever albums they were putting out at that time, you know, I like that Crazy Bone. If you look at Untouchable and you look at Spit Your Game, it's credited as Bone Thugs and Harmony. Crazy Bone at that time was not having people credit him as Crazy Bone. He was having them credit him as Bone Thugs and Harmony, to start rebuilding the brand for what was coming next. He knew what was coming next because at that time he was independently working with Swiss Beats. That's how both of those mixes actually happened. That's how Crazy Bone ended up on both of those. And he had them credited as Bone Thugs and Harmony to start to get the fire behind that brand again, even though it was just Crazy Bone. I've always thought that was a very selfless, great fucking move by him. I do love those songs. I think Crazy Bone does a nice job on them both. I don't think either one of them are like super standout or any shit like that. But I do love those songs. I feel like they're great. But more importantly, because of what he did at that time for Bone, I thought that was Crazy Bone had that chance to jump off almost like on a Twista-esque. You got to think Twista was really kind of popular at that time. The fast rappers kind of had their moment, and he had a moment to kind of jump off by himself. And instead, he was like, nah, we just got a fucking Grammy. Like let's make Bone Thugs and Harmony the thing. But yeah, Riding Dirty, it's got a Grammy. It's a big song. The Weird Al thing, you brought it up, but it is an important thing because Weird Al made it a big thing, and even though that song already kind of might have been household because it was so catchy and so big, Weird Al brought it full circle.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the track, and without question. But I will say 2006 was the beginning of the comeback, and I thought that was a great year for Bone in general. And a lot of that had to do with Crazy Bone. Like, shout out to Crazy Bone for keeping to the grind, and pulling things back where we needed to go in 2006.
Do you feel that Riding Dirty was the true Grammy winner that year, or do you think somebody else should have won?
I can't really remember who else was there. I can say that I remember feeling like Riding Dirty won just because it was so, I mean, dude, it was just everywhere. And that chorus it's almost like campy, like, corny, like, they're fat white guys singing it, and they didn't even know what Riding Dirty was. So many people don't even know what the fuck the track means. So, I think it just kind of got over in it's funny, it almost got over in like white America to that almost made it campy. That song is almost campy at this point, like, even though Crazy Bone rips it and it's not meant to be campy, like, it's a very campy kind of corny-esque song because of what fans turned it into. So I don't know.
And let me say this, there was also a shift in hip rappers behavior. So whereas Chamillionaire was appreciative and impressed with Weird Al's performance of White and Nerdy, whereas Coolio, I think, got in a fight with Weird Al for Amish Paradise.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was like a change from one era to the next. Like, I feel like Chamillionaire was the next era, whereas Coolio represented the previous era, and I just felt like a new era had begun of just relations, I guess, and sense of humor, maybe. Like, I was a Coolio fan, but I was like, hey, Coolio, come on, man, lighten up, dude. Weird Al makes songs about everybody. Why you gotta get mad?
Coolio was a dick.
Unless it was a publicity stunt, I don't know. And Coolio's tied to Crazy Bone with that song they did, I Don't Want to Die.
Good song.
That's how ties in here. So yeah, anything else you guys got for
Nope.
2006?
Riding dirty. Try to catch me riding dirty.
Alrighty.
I just want to say to
2000.
Ty though, just so you know, when you were listing off all those Houston heavyweights, John and I are big fans of just like Texas hip hop, UGK.
No shit.
We love all that shit. I'm a huge, like, I was a huge Paul Wall fan, Slim Thug. I love the Swishahouse movement.
I was gonna tell you.
I
Yeah,
always
Swishahouse,
I always acknowledge Swishahouse as the original independent hip hop label. They were independent and doing big independent moves before it was the cool thing to do. Koch later on made it the cool thing to do, but Swishahouse was the originals. And you know, even today people don't realize, and this isn't like a good thing necessarily, but like, you know, lean and codeine and all that shit that's big in hip hop culture. I'm like, dude, this was like the norm in Texas, you know, hip hop, chopped and screwed. Like, you know, they did so much groundbreaking shit for hip hop. People probably don't acknowledge Houston and Texas for as much as they've done for hip hop. And Houston had like a huge impact on New York hip hop as well, like during like the Diplomats run and shit. Like,
I love Dipset too.
Yeah, and you know, they got a lot of Houston impact. So I just figured I'd mention that John and I are big UGK, you know, Houston fans.
That's awesome.
And
man.
I want to throw in at you, Ty. Are you familiar with Show Nuff by Tila featuring 8 Ball and MJG?
Yeah.
That beat
Awesome
is
track.
one of the most best unknown beats, like non-celebrated hip hop instrumentals, in my opinion. I can't even do it with my voice, but that beat was fire back then. Suave House, even in present day, that Trey the Truth song with Crazy Bone, where they redid Bill Collector,
Great
that
dope.
shit is fire. The bass on that.
That's a really good song.
And I was even rolling with Chameleon on his like final album. That video he did with Slick Rick was solid, man. The music video production of it, the direction of it. Like, I'm surprised that didn't blow up for Chameleon because I thought that was pretty dope as well.
Yeah, it's funny. We're lucky down here. You know, Bone has done those Texas tours, and 2-3 years ago, Bone came with Chameleon, all of them, everybody, and did a show with Chameleon down here, and Zero.
Really?
It was awesome. Yeah, it was Chameleon, Bone Thugs, Zero, and Trey, all together, man. We were lucky. Everybody performed at once.
And Cecil, by any chance, since we're wrapping 2006 up, and I see Spit Your Game, that was on a Notorious B.I.G. like album, right?
Yeah,
Biggie album?
and Untouchable was the same situation for Tupac.
I think it was Untouchable. Yeah.
So did I talk to you at the time about Mel? Remember 808 Pimp's girlfriend at the time, like back when when I was in college? She was like the music director for that album, or one of those Biggie albums.
Yeah.
And she was like chilling with Busta Rhymes and Mariah Carey, and she was trying to tell me that T.I. was going to be a big deal, and so she had something to do with that Biggie Smalls album, like the ringtones or something.
I will just say too, just for Spit Your Game, you know, a remix was done that featured Lazy and Wish on it, and
really?
And there's a remix with them, so you know, and they appear in the video too, just doing cameos, so. You know, that's you just want to kind of think about that too. I still don't think it makes it more important, but you know, that is an important thing to factor in at that time, is that you know, they did that. Spit Your Game.
All right, well, time constraints, we got to move on. We got to roll to 2007.
Move on.
So here we are, the Strength and Loyalty era, and this one might be pretty easy to go with, but we got I Tried, Little LOVE, and The Originators with DJ Khaled. So is this one a no-brainer? I Tried?
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
I Tried. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to talk a lot about this one. I Tried.
It's Akon, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the you know, past that though, it was like probably their biggest hit, and it brought the brand back. I mean, they were pretty much they were over. You know, for all intents and purposes, especially if you weren't a Bone fan, like you were like, oh yeah, they're not a group. I tried, brought the brand back. Lil Love, you know, they tried to recreate that Mariah Flame, and I think it's a good song. I don't think it's like as good as other Mariah Bone songs, but it's a good song. But nowhere near I Tried. I mean, that is you know, this is as fucking closed case as you can be for, especially when you're comparing what happened at that time.
Yeah, and I think it was billed more as like a Bow Wow resurrection as well as Bone, that particular song. And I felt like there wasn't enough promotion for Little LOV, or maybe it was just like everybody was kind of over that, all of them at the time. Like Bow Wow was kind of done. Mariah Carey was like, okay, and Bone, hey, here they are. But everybody preferred the Akon song more. I don't know. But is I Tried the second most successful Bone song of all time? Do we know? I mean, I don't know. Is that
I don't know, but it's got to definitely be in their top 5. I mean, it might be the second most successful. I can't think off the top of my head, but you know, it's got to be like in their top 5. And without question at that time, I mean, it fucking wrecked the brand in a big way.
Still got the I Tried DVD I sent you like 10 years ago?
Oh yeah, we're gonna probably make that a giveaway at some point. Thought about selling that motherfucker because I see that it's like a rarity now, but I'll probably just give it away. John gave it to me. I'll probably just give it away. Although some of my old Bone shit I'm gonna sell to bring new Bone shit into this show. So I Tried. I Tried had a movie too.
Ty, which originators did you like better, the clean version or the dirty version?
They were both really good to me, honestly. But I felt like if I had to choose, I would say the dirty version. But I didn't think that. I just felt like it was kind of swept under the rug. Not a lot of people heard it. Bone had been gone for a while, so didn't really get a whole lot of pub.
That was a good shot though to be like. I mean, DJ Khaled was killing it at the time.
He was hot. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much you get on a Khaled record and you know a lot of people are going to hear it. So I will say probably a lot of people heard it. That it was a good. Again, that was probably a Swiss Beats move. Swiss Beats making that happen, and I thought that was a great fucking track. Great track. But yeah, you didn't. Not much came from it. Too bad. I tried.
I tried owned 07. Moving on to 2008, we have A Song for You by Busy Bone, Back in the Day by Bone Thugs, not Bone Thugs and Harmony, but Bone Thugs, Fixtape Volume 1 by Crazy Bone. Wait, Fixtape Volume 1. I guess I put that there to say pick your favorite track from Fixtape, or the ever famous, the notorious Roller Coaster.
Oh God.
Yeah. So my pick is A Song for You. Busy Bone, DMX, Chris Notes. I mean, how do you go wrong with that? That was a pretty big, kind of a big deal for Bone, and Busy's like kind of like rehab return of the Busy we once knew back to his prime form. So I'm going with A Song for You. I'll let Ty take it from here.
So I'll give you a quick little backstory. So me and my friend were going back and forth purchasing albums during this dark era, like I call it, and previously we had Alpha Omega because we kind of glossed over the Midwest Cowboy. But I don't know if you remember. Do you remember on YouTube, Busy had some really strange videos on there during this time. Not his best moments. And so
praise God. Praise God.
All
praise
that stuff.
God.
All
Go ahead,
that
Cecil.
stuff.
Do it. Praise God.
Praise God. Technology one, Jesus Christ, praise God.
Me and my friend were like, what the fuck? I was done. I was very checked out. There's no fucking way with that shit. No way you're getting my $13.99 again for that. So I was
praise God.
Yeah, it was nonstop, right? He was fucking crazy. So I was like, dude, there's no fucking way. But you know what? I went to a little small, tiny show at some hole in the wall bar south of town, way south of town, probably an hour and a half from Mexico, literally. Busy walks in, drinking with the crowd, hanging out in the crowd. I'm like, this is some strange shit. Last time I saw this dude was in front of like 30,000 people, singing the Crossroads and like badass shit, right? First time I had seen him in well over 10 years since I was a kid. And I'm like, what is he gonna fucking perform other than the stuff from Heaven's Movie? I had no idea what he was. The first time solo ever. He gets up there, and you know what he starts with? A Song for You. I said, what the fuck is that? I hadn't heard it. I never heard it, and then I heard DMX. I was like, whoa, man, this is pretty fucking good. And so that was the first time I ever heard a song for you was some dingy hole in the wall fucking bar with Busy Bone performing it live. Never had heard the track in my life. And I was like, he did a track with DMX? And so I had to go home and research it because, on your phone at that time, you couldn't look shit up. And so I had to go home and research it. Holy shit, he did do a song with DMX, and it's actually pretty fucking good. So yeah, Song for You is my pick. There really wasn't much else, in my opinion, for that. It was actually, believe it or not, pretty good fucking song for a big absence in Busy Bone, especially when he was going through some serious fucking shit during that time. So definitely a song for you.
And Cecil, anything from Fixed Tape Volume 1 do you think stands out more than a song for you?
I don't know if anything necessarily stands out more, but I do think the Fixed Tape Volume 1 is great music. In fact, I mean, for me, I probably listened to the Fixed Tape Volume 1 more at that time than this Busy Bone album.
Same here.
I do, and I think, I mean, dude, especially like there's two Fixed Tape Volume 1s. I don't know if you guys realize that, but there's the commercial release, and then there was a mixtape release of it first, and some of the tracks changed. And
you're right.
Yeah, and the reason for that was the Fixed Tape really started in that mixtape format. So he did a bunch of jacked beats, and and then it was like, wow, why am I doing this? Which, Bone's never been the mixtape guys, especially, way back then. A little more recently with Lazy Bone, but he did like the mixtape thing, and I think immediately he was like, this is fucking regrettable. I make good music. I should make money off this. And they they made it so he could then put it out himself, and the Fixed Tape was re-released. I think the Fixed Tape has great music. I probably in the grand scheme like it more than that Busy Bone album. But I do got to say a Song for You is the one. DMX is a huge name. It was good for that time. I also think this record was like the best Busy Bone record in a long time. Like when you're putting the best Busy Bone records together, I think this is like in the top 5 or whatever. It had the money behind it. It had the care behind it. The Busy Bone was really good on it. It had good features, and A Song for You was just good. I can't think of like off the top of my head some of the Fixed Tape stuff, but there's the one that I think it's over the Usher beat, Mary, 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 and he had a couple weed songs that I think are
Lovers and Friends.
There's a couple weed tracks and shit from the Fixed Tape Volume 1 that I think are kind of timeless, and from the timeless standpoint, probably beat this song out. But if we're talking 2008 impact, I'm going with A Song for You as well. I also want to point out, if you're a Bone fan and you got a big debate for why Roller Coaster should win this, you and I are not the same type of fan, and I hate Roller Coaster. I don't. Roller Coaster is the equivalent of that Eminem and Dr. Dre song where they make audio love to each other for 5 fucking minutes. I fucking need you, Dre, get up. Roller Coaster is the same thing to me. It makes me fucking cringe. So A Song for You. Push the fucking button.
We Ain't Really Living was pretty dope too. But anyway, moving on. DOA, or actually, I'm sorry, the year's 2009 now. We have in our nominees are DOA, Death of Auto-Tune, Life, A Lesson to Learn from one of the crazy fixed tapes, and See Me Shine came out long before The World's Enemy did. So we have See Me Shine as an option, DOA, Death of Auto-Tune, Life, A Lesson to Learn. I'm going to go with DOA, Death of Auto-Tune, simply because it had the Jay-Z factor, and everybody was back together again in the studio, recording that thing live. I felt like that had a pretty big impact on the hip hop. Like this era, and let me just paint the picture of this period. Crazy Bone, he held it down on the Spit Your Game song, right, on his own. But I felt like this era here that we're entering, this 2009 era, Bone was trying to like show that they're hip hop legends, not just rap legends. And I felt like this DOA, Death of Autotune, was the beginning of them trying to flex their hip hop skills. So that's just my opinion. So for 2009, I feel like DOA was a bigger deal than See Me Shine, because I feel like the video for See Me Shine came later on. So I'm going with DOA. I'm gonna let Cecil go first on this one. Take us away on 2009. What do you think from those nominees, and do you have any others?
No, I think those are like the good nominees. This one's tough for me because I'm not like a See Me Shine fan like that. See Me Shine and Meet Me in the Sky, both songs and videos. They're ultra long. They're awkward. But I I understand and respect their place, and I know how important See Me Shine is. In the long term, I don't think DOA is as timeless as a Bone fan as See Me Shine. Like, I mean, I think the timeless nature of See Me Shine is much higher than DOA. But again, we're talking the impact most important for that year, and not necessarily the timeless nature. This one's tough, man. This one's tough because See Me Shine is real important. But DOA did see the reunion. It had a video which was crazy to me. I couldn't believe it. They it was one thing to jump all over the Jay-Z Death of Autotune song, but to do the video, it marked another reunion. We've been reunion to death at this point. But nevertheless, I got excited to they were all on the song together. They're all in the video together. Unify is a thing. It's gonna happen. Think tanks. The shit is going down. Death of Autotune is a huge song. What kind of hurt that is everybody remixed it. Jay-Z's version and killing Autotune at that time, was such a huge deal that so many people remixed it. So many people remixed it. It was impactful for Bone, but I gotta go with See Me Shine. It's slighting it out. I mean, I'm saying if See Me Shine is the 10, like DOA is like 9.5 in importance, but in the grand, gotta go with See Me Shine. It was a real single. It's a real video. It was the beginning of Unify. See Me Shine. I'm locking that in.
You got Ty.
Okay. So Cecil's last points were really good. So to compare the two songs, I think DOA is the better song, but I don't feel like the reach was that far. And when See Me Shine came out, man, I'm a diehard fucking Bone fan, but I don't even know how many years removed from an all 5 Bone Thugs and Harmony album that I absolutely loved. It's been a while. And so when See Me Shine came out, it gave me hope. I was like, okay, there is actually going to be a real reunion. They're all recording. This is going to be legit. Like there's rumors of the album. I don't know if it was Double XL or Vibe, something online. I saw things about it. There's rumblings about an album in the making, press releases and stuff like that. So it was really exciting. So See Me Shine definitely would scoot its way into the most important for me, because this many years removed, I don't think, DOA, I think a lot of people have forgotten about that. And when at that time, See Me Shine literally had to shine because it was the one that was going to be on the album, and it was the prequel to the album. It was the single. It was getting you excited for a reunion. Man, I'm trying to do the years here. When was the last time we had an all 5 album? Resurrection?
Yeah.
No, it was Thug World Order, I guess you could say. But Flesh was, whatever.
No Flesh. Yeah, I mean, it had to be Resurrection.
So it's been a while, so I was pretty hyped. And during and all of the midst of all that, I was, 3 6 Mafia, the Diplomats, and Jadakiss. There was a lot of artists that were doing phenomenal things during those dark years of Bone, and so that brought me way back.
If Death of Autotune wouldn't have been redone by so many people, it was such a big Jay-Z record. So many people remixed it that it's not standout-ish, in hip hop that Bone did it. I think that's just more for us, And I do love it, but nah, everything you said. See Me Shine. Sorry, Johnny. Sorry.
Yeah. No, and I want to say I'm happy you guys said See Me Shine, especially if Excel Beats ever hears this interview here. And I just gotta apologize to Excel. No, See Me Shine is my favorite. I absolutely love See Me Shine. Actually, Life of Lesson to Learn is really up there for me too, because it's a positive song. I'm into the positivity and teaching information. But yeah, See Me Shine is my favorite. And I'm outvoted here for See Me Shine, but I'll definitely change my vote to See Me Shine. I always felt like See Me Shine came in during the World's Enemy era. Like I feel like See Me Shine kind of grew as time went on. But mad shout out to Excel Beats for killing that See Me Shine beat, and just props to Excel Beats. So I'm going with See Me Shine. I'm glad you guys felt the same way, and I'm pretty sure Excel feel pretty good about that too. So yeah, See Me Shine.
He was a real mastermind. He was the real mastermind behind that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tatted on his chest. So just think, I know a lot of people have debates about that, but See Me Shine is on Excel Beats in tattoo. It's on him for life. So I'm going with Excel's version of See Me Shine and all of his other versions. Plus, it was his own song prior to it becoming a Bone song, and I got that version. But anyway, so we're in agreement. See Me Shine, 2009. We're moving on to 2010.
Beyond the harmony for the fans, we celebrate. Uploading the videos every Thursday, so join us. Beyond the harmony for the fans, we celebrate. Uploading the videos every Thursday, so join us. Beyond the harmony for the fans, we celebrate. Uploading the videos every Thursday, so join us. Beyond the harmony for the fans, we celebrate. Uploading the videos every Thursday, so join us.